So basically my biggest goals were to, I don't freaking know, are to work in the ER, get some ER experience, get some hospital experience, have a nice like contrast to what I already do. I've been an LPN for 7 years, almost 8 years, and I've been working long-term care. So I wanted to get a nice contrast to that. I thought working in the ER at a relatively big hospital is gonna give me that experience of like seeing the total other side of nursing. And it's also gonna give me a broad enough amount of experience as far as like, neuro, GI, cardiac, all these different parts of nursing. It's going to give me a good overview of that, while also giving me that adrenaline type of rush type of thing, right? And it's something totally different than what I do as a long-term care nurse. So that's originally where my mind is at, and I figured that'd be good because I do want to be a nurse educator. Now I'm in clinicals, and I was talking to one girl, and I really like the fact that she is a yoga instructor, and she teaches dance, and she is an esthetician, and she's like, okay, I want to do like injections and stuff like that. So that's why she's going for her RN. And I was like, dang girl, like look at you. I love that because I'm interested in a lot of different stuff too. And I just feel like that'd be great because I really want to also get into holistic nursing, like holistic healthcare, where we do like herbology, crystal healing, past life regression. Like I want to show like the western and the eastern side of healthcare as far as like prevention of health, like prevention of diseases, right? Especially when you get into a person's mindset and like helping them to like mental health, like actual mental health, not just prescribing medications, but really getting to the depths of why people experience diseases and illnesses, and try to help people heal themselves through what they eat, through like I said, herbology. I believe in crystal healing. I believe in a lot of things, but anyhow, but also showing it from like the clinical side of healthcare, having that experience to back me as well. I just want to have a good blend of both Eastern and Western medicine. Have a good experience of that. I feel like it'll make me an overall like more credible. If this makes any sense, I don't freaking know. But I figure it'll make me more credible depending on what I do in the future. I really don't know what I'm gonna do in the future, but I have an idea of what my interests are, right? And then also, like, I was looking into becoming a yoga instructor, like, or at least going through yoga instructor, like the 200-hour course, just because I feel like it'll help me like improve a lot in other different areas of my life. But anyhow, I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But talking to her, and also talking to another student who was like, she wants to do peds. She knows she wants to do peds. This is her thing. And like, I guess I kind of started to feel like, one girl was saying like she's worked in the hospital, she's done that, she realizes it's not for her. And then I was like, the more I was thinking about it, I was like, somebody said, well, are you really worried about NCLEX? Like one of the nurses I was following. And I was like, I'm really not worried about NCLEX. I'm more so concerned about the culture. Like, what culture am I going to be working in? Is it going to be supportive? Is it going to be like, I don't know if a person is like trying to be funny? Is the person being racist? Is the person being like trying to be mean girl-ish? Like, I don't really have I'm not there for that. Like, I don't want to deal with that drama. Something happened at the place we were at where it was just like East Coast versus West Coast. Like, one side of the high school, one side of the hospital had an issue with the other side of the hospital over something so petty. And I was like, I really don't want to deal with any of that, because I'm the type of person, like, I don't necessarily take sides. I'm just more so like, I'm neutral. I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, like, let's take care of our folks, get our check, and go have a little kiki, and I'm good. And then, yeah, I did not know that they're like trying to cap off nurse pay. Like, I need to get in the know. I have not been in the know with nursing. I'm gonna do a whole other video about that. But Yeah, so it made me think, like, why do I really want to do the hospital? And I kind of was like, okay, I feel like I have to do it, like it's my rite of passage to work in a hospital. Coming as an LPN working in long-term care, like, you're not a real nurse unless you worked in the hospital, like, and you've really done that type of nursing. I kind of feel like that to a certain extent. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that for a year, but is this really what I want to do? And I thought about, like, man, I paid my dues. I've been a nurse for almost 8 years. Like, I should, like, get my license and do something that I really like. That really, not necessarily, not just what I really want to do, because I do want to work in the ER, but something that I feel like is really going to help me to, like, feel good. But I do think that I need at least a year of ER training in the hospital. Just because I really do, like, I'm very much so interested in, like, acute care nursing. Get in, start doing the work, get on top of it. Like, I'm really into that. And I just want to have that nice change of scenery. And I feel like it's going to make me a stronger nurse, because I'm going to be utilizing a lot of the things that I'm learning right now. I'm going to have to use it. Like, I can't rely on just like, let me just give you these pills. Can't remember what I'm giving them to you for, but just take them, We shouldn't be doing that, but life happens. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Trying to decide how things are going to look and what do I really want my future in healthcare, like my career in general, to look like. And then I got the YouTube and I sell crystals and I'm also doing other stuff. Like, it just seems like a lot of my life is like half and half. Like, I'm on totally end of the spectrum with a lot of stuff. Like, I like holistic care, but I also want to do emergency medicine. So it's just like, those two don't necessarily go together. Holistic care is preventative and lifestyle changes, and emergency medicine is like, whoa, So, but I feel like I should learn about both. Why not? That's interesting. And then, y'all, today, I need to stop talking about this because, it is what it is. But today, one of the students was like, she just said it. She asked one of the nurses, so how's the pay? And the nurse was like, well, they started us off at $25. And this nurse has her bachelor's degree. Went to a very expensive school here in St. Louis. And they're starting her off at $25 an hour. Like, there's no way. I wouldn't even make that much, like, if I was to go and work LPN right now in a nursing home. Like, I would, just regular staff job, I would at the very least, ask for 27 in a nursing home as an LPN. Granted, they only had 2 patients. I'm at a peds facility. 3 is like pushing it, but they only had 2 patients. The work atmosphere seems pretty decent, but yeah, like, there's no way. And then they were talking about another high school. I keep calling them high schools. Maybe they were high school. Shoot, another hospital that's like, oh, it's $26 an hour for new grads. I'm like, why? Why are we making this little? It's crazy. Like, if I were to go into the hospital, I would at least, as a new RN with 8 years of experience as a nurse, I would at least ask for $30. Like, give me $30 at the very least. Shoot. I know, they want you to have experience and all that, but they kind of made me think about that too. Like, it's not necessarily about the money, but I'm really honestly, like, people are like, oh, you should apply for jobs right now so you can have a job when you get out. And I'm not in the position to do that right now, because me and my husband had to decide, like, what things are going to look like, because I will have a pay cut if I go that route. So it's just more so to think about. And then I'm thinking about, like, okay, I still am an entrepreneur, so how do I want to pursue that? I want to go back to school. So I'm just thinking about more stuff. We do, and at the end of the day, I got class tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like 6 o'clock right now. Yeah, it's 6:20, so I'm gotta deal with that. Yeah, so I'm thinking about. So let me know, like, what's been going on with you all. Like, if you're in my position as an LPN, I really want to know, like, LPNs that are in school for your RN, what have you been thinking about as far as your pay? Do you feel like it's going to get better? I need to know. We need to talk about this. Is your pay going to get better? Are you going to stay in the nursing home? Or if you're in a nursing home, or put like where you're at right now. You don't have to put how much you're getting paid, but child, I don't leave the house for like less than 35, really more than that, but that's where I'm at right now as an agency LPN. I live in St. Louis. I work long-term care. So yeah, kind of put that in the comment section. You don't have to put how much. You could just put like a range, or you can just do whatever. And let me know, like, let us know, do you plan on staying where you're at? Like, what are your goals? Does it fit with you financially? Like, do you feel like this is feasible? Because the more I'm doing it, I'm like, I see why there's some LPNs that are like, there's no point in me becoming an RN because I'm gonna still get the same pay. But if you can open up, you know, your ability to like where you can work, that's good too. And over time, you can make more if you finagle some things. Plus, you can change, you know, your work setting, and your work setting may be totally different. I can go from having 50 patients with CNAs doing God knows what, and people falling, dying all over the place, send them to the hospital, 5 admissions in one night, waiting on the nurse till 2 o'clock, and I'm supposed to get off at 11. I can go watch all my vlogs. I can deal with that and make some money, or I can make $25 an hour and have 2 patients and be good. Go back to school for my BSN, and you know, while I'm at work, you know, have like a low chill job, only working 12-hour shifts, and just go from there. I don't know. One nurse did say like they got a bonus if they pick up a shift, and if they pick up a shift, they get like $300 on top of how much they're supposed to get paid. And I think it's like $1 more if you work nights, and like $2 more if you work the weekends or something like that. And of course, you can choose your schedule, kind of sort of choose your schedule. So that's that. I think I'm actually gonna write it down. Like, one of the people that I talked to, she was like, I legit wrote down a pros and cons list of me working in a hospital versus me working like doing injections and stuff like that. And she said the only pro I could find for working in the hospital was that I can say I worked in a hospital. So like, I don't mind. Like, I would be okay with ER experience and or ICU nursing experience. Like, I really just want to have critical care nurse experience. I want to see what that side of healthcare is like. One, for when I do become a nurse educator, and 2, because I'm one of those people, like, I don't like to just speculate about how things are. Like, I want to know, I want to experience it. So it just helps me to see the bigger picture of things. And to me, it just will make me a more well-rounded person, because I might decide to become, there's this, I got to put it like on here somewhere, but it's like a naturopathic MD, not an MD, like it's called an NP, not an NP, like you are a holistic doctor, right? But I haven't looked too much into it, but you are actually a doctor. Like, you're a medical doctor, I believe. I looked at it, I was really into it for a minute, then I just completely stopped looking at it. I forgot something happened. I was just like, we're not looking at this no more. I probably had like a test the next day, and I was like, girl, stop going down that rabbit hole, stop. And I never looked back. But yeah, you can be it's like a doctor of, it's naturopath, but basically it's like a holistic doctor. And I would do that only if I had some type of hospital critical care experience, because I just need to see the whole picture. And I ideally would love to do that. I would ideally love to work in pediatrics as well. I wouldn't mind doing management, even though I said I do not want to do management. A little teeny part of me wants to just see what it's like. I just want to see what it's like. I just want to see, just a little part of me want to see for about 6 months. Just be a DON for like 6 months and be like, oh, okay. And then be done with it. Because like, who knows? I might decide to go into like, there's nurses that like help with like changing actual like policies. Like they sit on boards of hospitals and stuff like that. Like I might decide to go into that corporate nursing. Like, I don't know. But then I'm like, on the other hand, like I might say forget nursing altogether and just, you know, open up like some healing place or something. Do something totally different. Freaking read birth charts and shit. Like crystal healing birth chart reading, and let me make you some tea. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, let me go pick up my food, y'all. I'm gone. I love y'all. I'm finna go pick up my food. And I'm done. I'm just rambling right now. But let me know, y'all. I'm gonna write it down. It's gonna come to me. Spirit God gonna give me the answers, child. I am not gonna sit here and worry my little head about this. I love y'all. About to go up in our kitchen. This place is the bomb.